Hi viewers, this is Anamula, Polity faculty. Welcome to my channel. In the last video, we discussed about historical background, and in that historical background, Charter Act 1773 we completed, and now we are continued the same historical background story. So after 1773 Charter Act, whenever it was failed to control and regulate, the main objective of the 1773 Charter Act was control and regulate the East India Company. But it was not success because East India Company officers, they were not support to the 1773 Charter Act. And immediately after 1773 Charter Act, 1718 one of the act was introduced. That act is called Act of Settlements. Act of Settlement. By this act, British Crown wanted to say about the territories of India. That means Queen or British government possess some of the territories in India, and it was says through this act British Crown has some authority on Indian territories, some of the part. After the 1781, one more act, that is Pitt's India Act 1784. In 1784, the Pitt the Younger, the then Prime Minister of England, the name of the Prime Minister Pitt the Younger, he was introduced this act, so that the act name also called as the Pitt's India Act. So in this act, the major features of this act was dual government. Double government was started by this act, because Pitt the Younger, he wanted to control and regulate the East India Company directly. It is not happens by introducing these regulations and acts. So he felt administration and trade should be separate. Why? Because the East India Company itself controlling commercial affairs and political affairs. But Pitt felt better to separate these two functions and provided the each function to one of the separate body. In 1773 already it was Court of Director, a body which was taking responsibilities military and revenue. But here now they introduced one more body. Whenever the Court of Director was existed, Board of Control, another body was introduced by this act. Now the Court of Director provided total commercial affairs. That means the responsibility of the commercial affairs or functions, only Court of Director will have a responsibility. The same way, the political responsibility like military, revenue, foreign affairs, all these given responsibility to the Board of Control. And these two bodies are directly responsible to the British Crown. Now here clearly we have understood Crown introduced a double government. Now after 1784, another Charter Act was introduced on the basis of 20 years term. That means Crown always provided 20 years span to the trading company. The East India Company provided term 20 years. After 20 years, the British Crown wanted to regulate and control. In this way, after 1773, immediately 1793 Charter Act was introduced. After that, 1813, 1833, 1853. These are all the 20 years span of the trading term of the East India Company. So in this 1773, there is no much importance of this act, but the Governor General powers was increased, and in the Council of the Calcutta 4, the number was decreased by 3. And mostly the religious matters like marriage, hereditary, all these matters, the governor has a full powers to introduce ordinances. And board of control salaries also paid by the British government. So these are the main features of the 1773. After that, 1813 Charter Act was introduced by the British Crown. By this act, the major feature was, the important feature of this act was, the East India Company trading powers completely reduced. As usual, the term 20 years also extended, and the trading powers which was monopoly, the East India Company has a monopoly on trading, it was completely removed, because Crown wanted to provide to all the Europeans to trade in India. But monopoly on tea trade and with China, the trading with China and tea trading, both these two things was provided monopoly to the East India Company. Remaining all the things, Europeans, every European have a right to trade. And by this act, one more important point here, the Crown provided a provision to Christian missionaries. They can propagate and they can enter into the India and establish Christianity, and they wanted to they can propagate Christianity in India. By this way, British government was slowly, religiously also wanted to develop in India. And by this act, one more important point, for educational development, Crown, British Crown provided 1 lakh pounds to development of the education. So these are the important features of the 1813 Charter Act. After this, the major change of the Charter Act, that is 1833 Charter Act. 1833 Charter Act. By this act, the British Crown made Governor General of Bengal as Governor General of India. It's very important. Governor General of Bengal made as Governor General of India. The first Governor General of India was William Bentinck. William Bentinck. The first Governor General of India was William Bentinck. And now, by this act, the governors of the Bombay and Madras, the total powers of the legislatives transferred to the Governor General of India, and remaining these governors only subordinate to the Governor General of India. 1833 was made total centralizing administration. That means whenever in the 1773 centralizing system was started, it was end and it was came into climax climax stage by 1833 Charter Act. Now 1833 Charter Act, whenever it was provided to the powers to the Governor General of India. Now Governor General has whole and sole powers. So thank you, and all the viewers who are watching this video, you must like it and share and subscribe. I will continue these classes, and it was very helpful to all the aspirers. And after this historical background class completed, I will conduct one mock test on this classes. It's very useful for all the competitors who are participating in the competitive exams. Thank you.